are you?
And many in the country see her comments as tone-deaf, divorced from reality, especially when hundreds of people are believed to have died.
Well, Tanzania's president is defending a brutal crackdown on unarmed protesters after a disputed election, claiming without evidence that they intended to overthrow her government. Samia Suluhu Hassan is defending security forces accused of killing hundreds of demonstrators after her re-election in October. Protesters said the vote was rigged because the president's main rivals were either jailed or disqualified. Today, President Hassan refused to acknowledge their grievances, saying young people were paid to demonstrate and had no reason at all to be on the streets. A CNN investigation found that security forces fired at unarmed protesters who posed no threat, in some cases even hunting them down. President Hassan says the crackdown was necessary.
Serikali ina wajibu. Tunaapa.
The government has a responsibility, and we swear to defend this country and its borders, to protect the safety of citizens and their property. And in that case, the force used is proportional to the threat.
Sasa.
So when we're told that we used too much force in that event, what was the smallest amount of force? Were we supposed to wait until the protesters, who had planned to overthrow the government, to succeed?
CNN's Larry Madowo is following developments from Nairobi, Kenya, and joins us now live. Larry, certainly we're just listening there to the leader, not only backing the security forces who carried out this brutal attack on unarmed protesters, but blaming the protesters for what she's called a manufactured event. Just take us through her comments and the reaction you're seeing.
Linda, in other jurisdictions, governments would open misconduct proceedings against any police officers who use excessive force against guidelines, but that's not what's happening in Tanzania. And some in the country see this statement from President Samia Suluhu Hassan as an admission that she gave the shoot-to-kill order, and she's justifying the reason why. She claims young people were paid to go on the streets across the country by foreigners who were jealous of Tanzania's development, and that her government had no option but to use proportional force because they intended to overthrow her government, and that is why they did this. So even though she's launched a commission of inquiry into the events of that week after the election, when she shut down the internet, declared a curfew, gagged the media, and many of these killings are believed to have happened, she does not appear to be taking any responsibility or accountability for that. And many in the country see her comments as tone-deaf, divorced from reality, especially when hundreds of people are believed to have died in these protests. We don't know the exact number. The opposition says as many as 2,000 could have been killed, probably more. The government says that number is hugely exaggerated, but has refused to confirm the death toll. She also claimed, without evidence, and falsely so, that the opposition refused to participate in this election. The truth is, the opposition was barred from participating. The main opposition leader, Tundu Lissu, of the Chadema party, is in prison since April, charged with treason. He would face the death penalty if found guilty. And the second largest party, Actors Alendo, did not participate as well. But she says it's all foreigners' faults. And she had this pointed criticism for the European Union Parliament, and named the foreigners criticizing the government.
Because of the shame that they would have lost the election, they have made up excuses supported by foreigners. They're shameless. Those foreigners keep saying Tanzania should do 1, 2, 3, then something will happen.
Who are you?
They think they're still our masters, our colonizers, because of the little money they gave us.
That is the alternate reality that President Samia Hassan has created, where her government is above criticism, and she claims that the opposition just didn't participate because they smelled defeat, because she's done such a great job in her first term that they were going to be defeated. The Electoral Commission gave her 98% of the vote, which many people say is improbable. But at the same time, Tundu Lissu, the main opposition leader, still in parliament, and she says young people have announced they will have more protests on December 9, which is Tanzania's Independence Day. She says they're ready. Whether it's Independence Day or Christmas, they will be ready. So that was this hour-long conversation in front of Tanzania's Dar es Salaam's elders, that's the commercial capital, which many in the country kind of watched with bewilderment as she went on and on and on, justifying what happened in those weeks and appearing to give answers that her commission of inquiry is supposed to be answering, Linda.
Larry Madowo, thanks to you for that update.